So why did I become a Muslim? I think it's time to talk about it. So somebody cue up my intro. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of the merciful, most kind. Welcome back. So it's a quick video. Talk about why I chose to live Christianity and become a Muslim on there. So this is a little bit different than most of my videos, but my decision didn't come based on emotions, feeling something. Uh, it was just a time I took finally to say, you know what was real, what was not. You know, I grew up Christian faith. Of course, a lot of denominations. Even explored being a Catholic, but there's always something missing through my entire time as a Christian. Things just wasn't adding up, like the Trinity, the Bible, things that they talk about, but then it doesn't. It's just a lot of contradictions that I could never find an answer to, especially after, well, mainly went through a time where going through a divorce, and I decided, you know what, why not think about what I was doing, where my life was headed to. So I had to just sit down and really explored my faith. Always had a big, deep love for God, wanting to be closer to God. So for me, on the most part, I didn't need to believe in God. I already had that. But I really wanted to understand where was the truth, where the truth lied, and how I can come closer to it. And the more I studied at the time in a Christian, the more I studied the Bible, the more I started finding problems with it. For instance, where did the Bible come from? Who decided the books to go in there? When was that decided? Things that nobody talks about in the church. I'm supposed to just believe, well, this is the Bible. But then, wait a minute, why is the Catholics have certain books and the Protestants don't have certain books? Who made that decision? Why are these decisions being made for me? And they just kept on going on. For instance, that you understand, you learn more about the Gospels. Who wrote them? Oh, they're anonymous, but we give them a name. But I'm saying, no, well, the explanation of why. So, well, if they really wanted to fake a name, they would use better names. It's not even an explanation. Who wrote this book? All of them. Nobody knows. And again, it's blind faith, blind faith, blind faith. And if I asked about it, so there's a lot of pushback. Why? Why do you need to know this? Why? And the Trinity. No real explanation. None of it made sense, because when you read, you have to twist the words of the Bible to an extreme to come up with a Trinity. Because everything's about the oneness of God, but then all of a sudden everything changes on it. How can a man be God? How can the infinite become finite? Why was God praying to God? Why was Jesus supposed to be God, asking the Father, praying to the Father, saying the Father is the only God? So many problems kept arising, and there was no real solution or answer, and everybody just didn't care. The trope with the Holy Spirit, that was just another thing on its own, because it's like, well, is he powerless? Does he have any actual sense? Is he confused? Why isn't he guiding anybody? If he is, that means there's only one church with one answer, one truth. Where is it? Which one is it? Can't be the 40,000 denominations out there. So a lot of things just don't add up. So I just kind of left in a vacuum where they didn't really know where to go. And then I remembered my time in Iraq, the Adhan, and the Muslim faith, Islam. And I was like, I've been lied to about so much. We've been lied to about everything, from Vietnam to the wars, Afghanistan. We all know what that, mass, weapons of mass destruction. There were so many things in my military time that I just decided, you know what? Is there any truth in it all? Because, like it or not, there's still one religion that holds to the oneness of God and will not at all ever deviate from that. So then that's what I took a very different approach. Well, let me go to the beginnings to now see what it actually teaches and why, and the misconception on if they are. And that's when things start to click, starting to finding answers to questions that never had an answer to begin with. Here we have the Quran, which speaks about still about Isa, about second coming, but it still speaks about what the oneness of Allah. The purpose, why, and then it instructs us to not just be charitable, how to be charitable, how we should pray, why we should pray numerous times, about self accountability. It's not about somebody dying for you. It's not about somebody else. It's about you, what you choose to do, not do, fail to do. And at the end, still, the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will still be there for you. How God really is powerful enough to forgive you if you were to just ask for it, just like it's written in Ezekiel. And things just started making more sense. The arguments, even the arguments against Islam, are just so baseless and so not just, they don't have any actual foundation of it because they have nothing to go against it because they know that their scriptures are completely corrupted. There's so many contradictions, there's so many additions to it, there's so many things that taken out, added in. Everything is based on a translation of a translation. You make all dogmas are based on translation. Nobody goes back to it. They apparently the Jewish people who've had their own language for thousands of years. No, Christians understand it better because they gave the Holy Spirit. They don't know anything, and it just becomes this very, I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost like a supremacy type religion where, oh, we will dictate to you what you're supposed to believe, think, and read it, regardless of what it says in the actual text itself. And the fruits of it all, everything that's come out about it, like, why? I just, no, I don't want to follow that religion. I don't want to. And why now? The more and more and more what are they adapting? More of this mundane, more of this worldly, Satanist, sinful nature, and that's what they want to merge into it. And that's what they want because that's what the fruits that come from it. So after seeing all that, I decided, you know what? Yes, I do believe that this is the right religion. That Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, really is the last messenger. The Quran has an answer for everything. The Sunnah, the Prophet, the fact that everything's so detailed, we understand everything about him instead of just supposedly the story of Isa from anonymous people that nobody can really say he did or didn't happen. But here we have accounts, detailed accounts, everything to his childhood to what he likes to eat and the preservation of it, the what's inside in the Quran. I mean, it speaks for itself. And I know a lot of, especially the Christian faith, don't like it because it goes against it. It's all about, well, they have to be accountable for what they believe, not to their actions. It's no longer a religion of whatevs, which is what Christianity has become. It is truly a religion where every single moment of your life is about your relationship and your worship to the one true God. And I think after seeing it all, that's, the basically why it's the best decision that I've made becoming Muslim. My relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has become greater every day. I go closer to Him. I strive more and more, and it's got a more whole religion. There's more about it. It's not just everything up in the air. I know where I'm instructed to do, not to do, and where to go. So this is why I made this video. It's why my reasoning for following Islam, leaving Christianity, and as I grow, I'll do more videos and grow more in my faith in the oneness of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, the Sunnah of the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, and as I continue as a Muslim and strive to become a better man, a servant of God, and a better father. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Comments, tell me below. And until next time, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.